Alright, what is up guys, it is Robert at Gaming With Me, and welcome to a video taking a look at Kirby's Dream Collection. Now why are we doing this? It's for a very specific reason, and it's this trivia section that this game has that I just found very funny and humorous. I mean look, right off the bat, this collection is fantastic. It's one of the best, I think, anniversary collections, like, period. But again, we're not really taking a look at that. I want to mainly, realistically, just look at this under this section, which is Kirby's history. You have a bunch of stuff in terms of Kirby history and all that good stuff. You got like trailers, and you got you can obviously play the game for the games that are there. You got, look at this, you see whole, like, I don't know if it's a trailer necessarily, but it's essentially a trailer. Some descriptions of the game, and it goes beyond a whole area. I want to look at the little box in the corner, which is the trivia. Before 1992, Nintendo released Nintendo Entertainment System 1985, Game Boy 1989, and Super Nintendo Entertainment System 1991. Makes sense. Makes sense. But let's go another one further. In 1992, the Summer Olympic Games were held in Barcelona, Spain. Space Shuttle Endeavour had made its maiden voyage. I can't even speak. Bill Clinton was elected President of the USA. I love this. Ignoring everything that has to do with Kirby, man. What are these trivia facts, man? I think they're so random. And I actually love these, because when you read them, you're just like, that was the standout year? That was the standout moments of the year? I mean, technically, yeah. Okay, Bill Clinton was elected president. Space Shuttle Endeavour made its maiden voyage. Summer Olympics. Okay, cool. 1993, what do they think? The European Union was founded. Intel released the first Pentium processor. Jeanette Reno became the first female Attorney General of the USA. We're playing a Kirby collection game. I don't know, for me, I think it's just so funny, and I think it's so hilarious. Like, what made them pick, what was them picking the trivia? What made them say Jeanette Reno? I forgot. What happened in 1993? Janet. Keep saying Janet. Yeah, Janet. Janet. It's Janet. It's gotta be, we gotta write about Janet. We gotta write about the European Union. Look at Kirby. Look at Kirby, right? And Janet Reno. I just think it's hilarious to me. 1994. The Winter Olympics were held in Lillehammer, Norway. Never heard of that. A record-breaking 3,011-pound lollipop was made. The first genetically engineered tomatoes went on sale. This is I don't know why I find this so funny. Right now, just it's 1 in the morning. I don't know. I find this hilarious. It's so random, man. 1994. What's the 3 biggest things that happened in 1994? Well, obviously, the record-breaking 3,011-pound lollipop was made. That's huge. Everything that happened in 1994, everything in the world. Well, the record-breaking lollipop, of course. And, of course, the first genetically engineered tomatoes. Of course. Winter Olympics, sure, I guess. But the first genetically engineered tomatoes and lollipop. Alright, 1995. The DVD format was announced. That's pretty, technology. At least it's somewhat video game related, I guess you say. Cal Ripken Jr. broke a record by playing in his 2,131st consecutive Major League Baseball game. Nintendo released Virtual Boy. Nintendo released Virtual Boy. That makes sense, at least. It's Nintendo related. And then you got Cal Ripken Jr. in Kirby's Dream Collection. The DVD format, okay, but I think the one that stands out the most in this year, Cal Ripken Jr. broke a record for Major League Baseball. What? That's like the most important thing in 1995, I guess. And then Nintendo released the Virtual Boy. That's hilarious. I mean, that makes sense because it's Nintendo. And we're playing Kirby. Cal Ripken Jr.? Alright. 1996, the Summer Olympic Games were held in Atlanta, Georgia. Nintendo released Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Pocket. There is nothing else you need to know about 1996. All you need to know is Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Pocket and where the Summer Olympic Games were held. They knew these Olympic Games, I get it. But man, there was nothing else going on in 1996? No random person that broke a random record? I mean, come on. But released the Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Pocket. Makes sense. 1997, the UK returned control of Hong Kong to China. The first Harry Potter book was published in the UK. The first mass-produced hybrid vehicle, the Prius, launched in Japan. This is so many different random things. I mean, that's at least some things. Yeah, the first Harry Potter book is pretty big, sure. 1997. The UK returned control of Hong Kong to China. Look, Kirby is next to the UK returned control of Hong Kong to China. If I said this sentence to you right now, what video game features the sentence, the UK returned control of Hong Kong to China? Would you guess Kirby Dream Collection? Probably not. Probably not. Damn, okay, 1998. The Winter Olympics, okay, of course, Winter Olympics were held in Nagano, Japan. Is it Nagano? Yeah, probably. Assembly of the International Space Station began. Nintendo released Game Boy Color. That's, of course, you gotta include the Nintendo products, makes sense. Assembly of the International Space Station began. And then the Olympic Games. Alright, I mean, the assembly of the International Space Station is the odd man out, but that's pretty big. That's pretty damn big for that, I'd say, for 1998. 1999, this is the year I was born. Let's see. The first non-stop trip around the... I just read that in my mind. This sounds ridiculous. The first non-stop trip around the world via hot air balloon occurred. Oh, man. The world's population reached 6 billion. And we're at 8 billion now, I believe. Kirby appeared in the first Super Smash Brothers fighting game. This is peak 1999. What happened in 1999? Well, the hot air balloon occurred. The world's first non-stop trip via hot air balloon. The world's population reached 6 billion is a pretty big information, I would say, for sure. And Kirby appears in the first... Again, it's a Kirby game, it makes sense. But if you're just taking these facts and you're just saying, yeah, Kirby appeared in the first Smash Brothers fighting game, that is one of the 3 most important things that happened in 1999. I would agree, but it would be... One thing that I'm in out in this one, hot air balloon. I don't think that is nearly as important. Hot air balloon? Give it. 2000. The summer, of course, Summer Olympic Games were held in Sydney, Australia. The International Space... We're back at the International Space Station. Received its first resident crew. Damn. I don't know how that shit works, but I would have thought that was like when it launched. George W. Bush was elected president of the USA. George W. Bush in a Kirby game is fucking weird. It's strange. The International Space Station received... None of these quite stand out, I guess you could say. I mean, it's just weird to see George W. Bush in a Nintendo game. I think it's very strange. I don't know if they would ever do this again, and that's why I love this trivia. Because it makes... I don't think they would ever do this again. It just stands out too much. 2001. A 16-year-old successfully climbed Mount Everest. Nintendo released Game Boy Advance and Nintendo GameCube. That's the most important thing about 2001? Are we sure? Are we sure? Well, nothing happened between some, towers or something? I know they're not going to say it, but it's just so hilarious to me. What happened in 2001? If you were to say the most important thing that happened in 2001, well, a 16-year-old successfully climbed Mount Everest. It's got to be that. Nothing else happened. Nothing else happened besides Nintendo releasing the Game Boy Advance and Nintendo GameCube, of course. 16-year-olds. I mean, that's insane. That 16-year-old climbed Mount Everest, but in 2001, 2002, the Winter Olympics, of course, were held in Salt Lake City, Utah. East Timor, is it Timor or Timor, became the first new country of the 21st century. Oh, that's an interesting fun fact. I would have never known that. So, I have never heard of East Timor. Kirby just taught me a fact. Euro coins and notes entered circulation. Wait, what? Euro coins and notes entered circulation. What do you mean by that? Like, euros didn't have any coins before 2002? See, it's got me looking this up. Yeah, Euro coins started in 2002. I feel like that would have been, I don't know, so long ago. What did they use before? What did they use before? I'm confused. I don't know. But hey, I mean that. I mean, I'd say that's a pretty damn fun fact. I mean, that's pretty big. I would say. I would say it's pretty big. I would say 2002. Good job. Some pretty big facts, I'd say. 2003, the Human Genome Project was completed. I feel like it sounds familiar, but I'd have to look at this. Concorde made its final commercial flight. Nintendo released Game Boy Advance SP. I have to look up Concorde now. The Concorde was a supersonic passenger jet that operated from 1976 to 2003. What the fuck? Why did they stop this? Retired in 2003. Hey, Kirby's making me learn some random fun facts about this stuff. It was a supersonic airliner. Why did they retire that? I guess it just didn't make money or something. I don't know. Seems like it stopped because one of the flights crashed and Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting that I didn't even know that they had supersonic flights going on. The Human Genome Project. I have to look that up too. It was completed. I don't. One of the questions: what was the Human Genome Project in simple terms? It's to decipher the chemical sequence of the complete human genetic material. I mean, I guess that sounds pretty fucking big. I can't tell you. I can't even begin to tell you what that means. But I do know it's in a Kirby game, and I think that's pretty fun. 2004, the Summer Olympic Games, of course, Summer Olympic Games, held in Athens, Greece. NASA's rovers Opportunity and Spirit landed on Mars. That's pretty big. That's pretty big news. Nintendo released the Nintendo DS. So I'll give 2004 a pass. Rovers landing on Mars is pretty fucking big. 2005, Danica Patrick became the first woman to lead an Indianapolis 500. Due to a lockout, the Stanley Cup went unclaimed for the first time since 1919. Nintendo released Game Boy Micro. Both those I don't think need to be the biggest things to happen in 2005. I mean, yes, of course, the first woman to lead an Indianapolis 500. I don't even remember what Indianapolis 500 is. I'm pretty sure that's racing car, like a car race. Like, isn't that NASCAR? I think. Let's look it up. It's well, it's not NASCAR, but it is a race car race. The second one makes really that's the biggest thing that happened in 2005 is the Stanley Cup went unclaimed for the first time since due to a lockout. I actually don't even know what that means. I'm not gonna look up that because that does not seem like that important in 2005. 2006, the Winter Olympics happened in Turin, Italy. Nintendo released Nintendo DS Lite and Wii. Hey man, the Wii. Well, I'm playing on a Wii U, but the Winter Olympics. That's the only fun fact. So 2006 had nothing. Really? I'm pretty sure there was something in 2006. 2007, the final Harry Potter volume became the fastest-selling book in history. A record-breaking 10-ton ice cream float was made. Whoa! Nintendo unveiled Wii Fit and the Wii Balance Board. That's very specific. Everything's been like consoles thus far, other than I guess Kirby appearing in Smash Brothers. But Nintendo unveiling Wii Fit and the Wii Balance Board, it is an accessory, but they've had accessories prior to that. So that's interesting that they included that for 2007. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that in 2007 the biggest thing was not a record-breaking 10-ton ice cream float was made. I just got a hunch. I'm pretty sure that's not the biggest thing in 2007. Record-breaking for sure. Don't think this biggest thing. And the final Harry Potter volume became the fastest book in history. I'd say that's pretty cool info, considering it's like the fastest-selling book in history. I mean that's pretty impressive. But another Harry Potter thing, sure. 2008, the Summer Olympics were held in Beijing, China. Barack Obama was elected president of the USA. Nintendo released Nintendo DSi. Love the DSi. Barack Obama is in a Nintendo game with Kirby. Look, Kirby is there. Barack Obama is there. Crazy. Does Barack Obama know he's in a Kirby game? If I would have known, I would try to get elected to as the president just to be in a Kirby game. And you know, 2008, it's definitely not the biggest thing that happened, because isn't that when like the crashes happened of 2008? You know, the big stock market crash, and they're not gonna say that, but I mean, hey, it's, you know, it is what it is. 2009, we got the presence of water on the moon was confirmed. That's pretty big. For the first time, annual global energy use dropped. Did I say that right? Annual global energy use dropped. I don't know. I feel like I said that wrong. The 21st century's longest total solar eclipse occurred. This is an interesting little fun fact in 2009. I mean, the presence of water on the moon was confirmed is pretty fucking big. Annual global energy use dropped for the first time is technically big. I don't know if that's like what happened in 2000. Like, I don't know if I would say what happened in 2009. I would say for the first time, annual global energy use dropped. And I'm gonna go on a limb and guess it never dropped again. But I don't know. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I feel like with the amount of people and phones, and I don't know. I just feel like it probably hasn't dropped. Yeah, because all I see right here is that it's actually going up about 1 to 2% per year. So I guess that's why they say this was the first time it dropped. So I guess that is pretty impressive. The 21st century's longest total solar eclipse occurred. Sure, yeah, I mean, that is pretty big, I would say. All right, you know what? 2009, pretty solid fun facts. I gotta say, some pretty solid stuff. 2010, the Winter Olympic Games were held in Vancouver, Canada. The first 24-hour flight by a solar plane took place. Nintendo released Nintendo DSi XL. Again, another flight thing. They're doing some more flight stuff. They love to say the Olympics. You know, to be fair, you know, Mario and Sonic were always at the Olympics too, so I get it. The first 24-hour flight by a solar plane took place 2010. I mean, sure. I don't even know what to say for that one. 24-hour flight by a solar plane sounds impressive, I guess. 2011, the world's population reached 7 billion. I would say that is pretty impressive. Nintendo unveiled Wii U. Nintendo released Nintendo 3DS. Damn, the Wii U was so hyped that they had to add that they unveiled it. Not that they released it, that they unveiled it. Hells yeah. Only one thing for 2011, which is the world's population reached 7 billion. Although for me, I would say in 2011, one of the biggest things that happened was the Wii U reveal. I agree. But I don't know if many others would agree. But yeah, world's population reached 7 billion. That's a pretty big thing. That's huge. And it notice it's decreasing by how much it goes up like crazy. You know, right now we're at 8 billion, and he reached 7 billion. So, although no, I guess that from 6 to 7 that might have been faster. I don't know. 2012, this is the final year. The Summer Olympic Games were held in London, England. Nintendo unveiled Miiverse. We celebrated Kirby's 20th anniversary. Really? How about the fact that you released the Wii U? Although, to be fair, this game came out before the Wii U came out, because it came out in 2012, the year of. They have a trailer for Kirby's Dream Collection? Am I seeing this right? Okay. A celebration show. Okay. Yeah, I know. We're playing it. Nintendo unveiled Miiverse. Is awesome. I would say that is the biggest thing that happened in 2012 in general. If someone comes to me and says, what happened in 2012? I would say Miiverse happened, baby. Yeah. But that's it. Like, 2012 didn't have anything else. Like, there was nothing else happened in 2012. 2008, right? Technically, Barack Obama was reelected, right? They could have said something like that. Alright, sure. But yeah, this is just a random ass video. I thought this trivia section was so funny to me, and I always wanted to make a video on it. And hey, here we are. We make a video on it. It's ridiculous. I think just the idea, like, I don't know if Nintendo would ever do this again. Like, Bill Clinton is in Kirby. Bill Clinton is right next. Look, Kirby's looking at Bill Clinton. I mean, I don't know. I think that's crazy. Like, just all these names: Space Shuttle Endeavour, Barcelona, Spain, Intel, Janet Reno, European Union. Like, all this is in a Nintendo game. Like, these things that exist in real life are in a Nintendo game, and I just think it's so damn funny. And I just love what they picked as the things to represent each year. Like, the earlier is more ridiculous. The later half, if you notice, is not as crazy. But the beginning ones, a record-breaking lollipop in 1994 sounds pretty crazy. Genetically engineered tomatoes. I'm sure it's pretty big, but when you just read it out like this, I think it looks hilarious. But yeah, this is a random video, but I had a lot of fun making it, just looking at this stuff. What's your favorite year out of here? 2012. From 1991 to 2012, what is your favorite year? Do you have the Kirby Dream Collection? Again, this is an amazing collection. You could literally go into all of these, watch trailers for each game and stuff. You could watch full-on videos. You could watch full-on episodes, I mean, of like Kirby's Right Back at You. But they got so much stuff in this collection. It's an amazing collection. I think it's fantastic. Really respects this goddamn guy, this goddamn puffball. Look, Right Back at You. You can watch 3 episodes. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, that'll be it for today, though. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me, what was your favorite fun fact from here? My favorite fun fact, I already forgot all of them. Probably the lollipop one. And hey, you know what? I actually did learn some stuff about the Euro coins. I don't know. I think that's really amazing to me that they didn't have Euro coins till 2002. Like, I don't. Someone tell me, what did they do before then? I don't understand. I'm sure there was some other coins or something. I don't know. I literally have no clue. I don't know. So I'd be curious. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Peace.
What if I could rewrite wrongs? What if I could rewrite my wrongs? What if I could rewrite wrongs? What if I could rewrite my wrongs? Right my wrongs in every song. Immortalize the process instead of letting it go. Not a family guy, rather lie and say I'm busy. I drop my wish and all of a sudden they all really miss me.